Hey guys, what's up? I'm checking out a brand new K band. This is Latency, and with their first comeback music video, Latency, self-titled, they debuted with a single earlier this year called It Was Love, and this first comeback is accompanied by a full-length mini album. So lots to look forward to, fully exploring their music this time around. Very notably, if you are a Luna or Lucemble fan, this is the band that many people have been talking about with Hyunjin from Luna. With that in mind, there is also a lot of other talented members in this. I reacted to their debut single, It Was Love, 사랑이었는데. That is just like a Patreon exclusive reaction, just because that didn't accompany a music video. It was a live clip, so I didn't really have much to say in terms of like the visual or music video sort of artistry behind it. I was just more so talking about the song. That is on Patreon if you want to check it out. I'll also be doing a listening party for this mini album as well. But that's it for my opening spiel. Let's go ahead and check out this music video. This is Latency by Latency. Let's check it out. All right, so opening shot alone. This looks like Japan, right? This is just the architecture of the buildings is not Korea.
바쁜 시간 속에 살아간다. 늦어져도 괜찮다고 다짐해도 조급한 마음이 든다.
I will, on second watch through, translate the text. There's also a little bit about the subtitles and the actual narration. I think it's a little off.
스스로에게 계속 말해왔다.
Interesting. They shot this in that anamorphic squeeze, but chose not to de-squeeze it. So this is the debut single, It Was Love. So this is not a melody of this song of what they're about to play. Damn, let her do her thing. Wow, they really committed to this look. Wow. Damn, their writing is really good. I've only ever heard their debut single, which the writing there was really good. Their writing is really, really good. When I talk about the writing, I'm talking about mainly the songwriting, the guitar riffs, the keys. Like, it's musically really well written. Oh, wow. Killing the first part of the chorus for that effect and really honing in on the secondary chorus is that's really dope. It's an interesting idea. Like, they have a really talented guitarist. Specifically their electric guitarist, her. She's really talented. There's still like a minute left.
우린 조금 늦게 만났지만 그 시간마저 우리였다.
우리 끝자락에서 놓지 못한 꿈에서 두 손 모여잡아 길고 왔었던 우리들 앞에 다가온 시간을 사랑한다면 잡아 어떻게든 I know we can make it latency.
Wow. Oh, that feels more like a debut. That definitely feels like a debut. So I was checking out their It Was Love music video, or it wasn't a music video even. It was a live clip. It was a single, and that was technically their debut. But the reaction I got was, this feels more like a soft launch. They're not putting as much money into it, but they're putting their name out there. They're putting the idea out there. And it was like soft noise marketing more than anything. The fact that their first comeback is accompanied by a mini album. The song's name is their self-titled song. You know, it's named after the band itself. I got the feeling this is actually what they're doing is actually really smart marketing, where this is more so really the debut. This is really the big push. And what was previously was more so just the tease, right? And so Latency, even the song itself, feels like it's talking about their journey, how they met together at not the end of their lives. That's a morbid way to put it, but a handful of these members had their own careers. I mean, Hyunjin, I mainly mentioned Hyunjin because, I love Hyunjin. She was my bias in Luna. I've been fortunate enough to meet her several times, and that's why like I bring her up and I kind of like mainly prop her up. But this band is actually, I believe, filled with other ex-idols. Several idols from, I believe, even the same group. Okay, looking it up, 3 of the other members that are singing that isn't Hyunjin are former members of Signature. And so a lot of those lyrics really feel kind of relating to the band itself. Now, the guitarist, the lead electric guitarist, she's the only one who doesn't have idol experience. So it's a 5-member band. 4 of them are former idols. One of them is the only one without idol experience. But it also speaks to why I think it gives both this band and this song a lot of credibility. There are many elements that make a band a band. You know, drums are important. The bass is important. The look of the bassist is important. The lead singer is important. But one of the more flashier, stylish parts that catches people's attention is the electric guitar. I'm not saying the electric guitar is the most important member in a band. And I think individually on a personal level, people have different favorite band members. Like I'm typically always into, I think the core importance of a song are drums. I think I'm always more so drawn to bassists, but I think we can't deny the fact that the electric guitar, they really carry a lot of the flashier melodies. They really catch your attentions first before you start paying attention to all of the underlying textures. And their electric guitarist, she has been playing the guitar since she was 11 years old. So you bring in someone who is, there's a lot of idols who try to attempt like transition into band life, and it doesn't always quite work out. And there are several things that don't work about it. Is two things. One, they just pick up an instrument and they learn it, or maybe they've played it before, but they're not quite experts at it. You need at least one person who in the band is just an expert at the craft, at the instrumental craft. If not, it just sounds like a mid band, you know? Either the drums need to be really strong, but, you know, and even if the bass is really strong, the thing that's going to stand out the most is the guitarist. And so I think it was a very smart move that they scouted her. And I think she really brings a lot of credibility to the band. That and then the writing. Their songwriting is so good. There's a lot of K bands out there. And even more so than the K bands that you might be seeing within the idol sphere, there are so many K bands out there that are trying to make it. There's such a huge K-rock movement in Korea, especially even in the underground movement, that I've been paying attention to and listening to just on my own time. And there's just like a certain style of songwriting. Some is more indie, some is a little bit more trying to be mainstream, some are just straight up mainstream, and some, the songwriting is just weak. I've had requests for me to check out like certain bands and stuff, and I'll listen to it on my own, and I'm like, okay, this is something that like I'm probably not going to react to, either because it's just too indie, or it's just, frankly, this is a band that I don't think is going to make it. This is a band where the writing is weak. This is a band that it's kind of mid-tier. Latency is not that. I think Latency has really strong bones. Like they have an excellent guitarist, they have great vocals, and they have multiple vocalists, which not a lot of bands do. And I think that's one of the stronger things going for it. I talked about this in my previous reaction to It Was Love. It's one of the reasons why I love Day 6. Even when they first debuted and they had 6 members, out of the 6 members, 5 of them sang. 5 of them sang except for the drummer. Now the band is down to 4 members, and 3 of them sing out of the 4 of them. And so I like that diversity, and it's one of the reasons why I like K-pop groups as well. I like the diversity of voices on a song. I like multiple voices coming together and creating the soul of this song rather than like a solo artist. And that's not to say that other bands that only have one singer is like a solo artist, but it kind of just feels like that. Sometimes like a voice can especially be so iconic to a group or a band that it's just, that's all that I think of and that's all that I associate them with. I kind of had that feeling about, like, I think an American band is like Maroon 5 is like, it's just so distinctly Adam Levine's voice, even though the members of his band contribute to actually creating and crafting the song, and they're just as equally important. And QWER, the main singer, she sings a lot, and like occasionally we get Magenta singing here and there, and I want to hear her sing even more. But this Latency, I love this vibe. I love them all coming together and handing off lines here and there, almost like a K-pop group. So that aspect is really fun to me. And the music video, it's well shot. It's well shot in the way that it's a high quality camera. It's very well color graded, and it tells a story. It's moving in some way, right? What I found interesting, there were some visual elements that caught me a little bit off guard and are a little bit jarring, but it actually does give the music video its own style and feel and does kind of separate it from the pack. So let's go ahead and watch it again, and let me talk about that. But also just an excuse to hear this song again. Also, an interesting choice to just shoot this in Japan in general. They're a Korean band, none of their members are Japanese, but they shot it in Japan. So it gives you just a certain aesthetic. There is something to be said, especially if you study the psychology of films. There is a psychology also behind cities as well. different cities emit a different atmosphere. Japan, very specifically, gives off a psychological feeling of loneliness, despite how Tokyo, places like Shibuya are very crowded. There is this idea that it's an incredibly mechanical and it's a very concrete society. Like there's so many buildings and stuff like that, that there's so many skyscrapers and such, there's so many people and such that you almost become a faceless person in the crowd, and there's a loneliness in that. And so that's why when you watch certain films, certain TV shows, like when it takes place in Japan, it kind of has like a very specific mood. And the music video for Latency, I think, does that extremely well by utilizing this location.
우린 각자 바쁜 시간 속에 살아간다.
We are living in the midst of our busy lives. I would translate that slightly. In 각자 is like in our own individual busy lives. It doesn't necessarily change too much about the subtitling, but just a little bit more nuance of our own individual busy lives. So immediately the words itself are isolating.
살아간다.
Great cinematography.
늦어져도 괜찮다고
It's okay to be late.
다짐해도
다들 밥 챙겨 먹어. Z says, everyone make sure to eat. S says, 길거리에 누가 버스킹 하네. 처음 들어보는 곡인데. Someone on the street is busking. First time hearing the song. Z says, what kind of sound is it?
급한 마음이 든다.
Setting up the story. 그냥 듣기 좋은 기타 소리. Just a guitar sound that's pleasant on the ears. It's good to listen to.
언젠간 도착할 거라는 걸.
So this is the guitarist. This is the guitarist right here. So the story is setting up with she busks later in the video. The story is basically revolving around them finding her, maybe. They did add her last to the
계속
band.
말해왔다.
So she was the one Z texting in the beginning. So she's also busking.
정말 사랑이었는데 빈말 떠올리고 조금 이러니
5-0 worldwide. Always ruining shit, right? Very visceral way to start the video. Just smashing a guitar. So there's a look to this video that I want to talk about that's very, very strange, but it also gives the music video a very specific look. So it's called an anamorphic look. You guys might have heard me talk about this several times across different music videos. The anamorphic look is a very specific filmmaking style from old movie making, and anamorphic filmmaking has gotten so much easier within literally like the past 2 years. Within the past 2 years, with the prominent rise of these electronic anamorphic lenses. Before, anamorphic lenses were like a gate-kept hard thing to utilize unless you were basically an industry studio movie, because real anamorphic lenses, the lens itself is like $10,000 minimum, and it goes up from there. And they started making like easily affordable consumer anamorphic lenses, which what they basically do is when you capture the film or capture video, I suppose the film is outdated, but this is back from when anamorphic existed, back when film existed, when we shot movies on film. And so you take the video right here, you're going to notice these curvatures on the wall right here. Like, she's not living in some weird warped world, but it's not also being shot in fisheye either. You're going to notice there's a curve on her bed. There's like a curve on the wall right here. There's a curve. You're going to see that's all throughout this entire video. What we call that is the squeeze. And you're going to notice there's like the shots look somewhat suffocating, compressed. It looks a little like hard to breathe almost when you look at some of these shots. But the thing is, these compression, what it is it's the anamorphic. They capture it in like this really squeezed shot. And then what you do is you go into editing and then you de-squeeze it, which is basically you pull it apart. But the way that it's shot is it doesn't actually like tear apart the video. What it does is just like widen the video. And so the video looks much more cinematic in scope because you're widening it. What they chose to not do in this video was not de-squeeze it. Or at least they didn't de-squeeze it to the fullest amount. I can't tell. Like, I don't mess with anamorphic enough. I have shot things in anamorphic. Actually, very notably, I shot a Lucemble video. Unfortunately, that is never going to see the light of day because their label like disbanded, and unless I can get all the girls' permissions to release the video simultaneously, I don't feel comfortable releasing the video. I shot like a little documentary for Lucemble. I shot that all on an anamorphic lens, but I have only shot like a few projects with anamorphic stuff, so I can't like eyeball what level that they're shooting at. But all I can definitely tell is they did not fully de-squeeze it. Like in that you can see the compression. You can literally see the squeeze in the video. You can see how suffocating it is. But for this video, it's kind of jarring to watch that way. But for this video, it feels almost, I don't know, it works. Something about like, everyone is in like their own individual lives here. They're trying to get by, whether it's Hyunjin or any of the other members. It looks like they're just trying to get by and survive. But like, look at these shots. Look at how wide and expansive these shots are. Like these big city shots, the shots of her in the stairwell, all of these big empty negative space shots. It feels big and yet suffocating at the same time. It's actually it's delightful cinematography. It's using the psychology of actual technical filmmaking to make you feel the loneliness in these videos beyond just the shot design of framing them with negative space. They're also utilizing the squeeze of the anamorphic. So I just think that's really fucking tight. So she's busking, the one with the delightful guitar sound. What's happening? Is she trying to like jack her ride, or what was going on? That's so blurred out. I cannot read what that says. Even if I almost gave up because I got too used to it. Even if I'm blinded by my ideals and visions. So yeah, Hyunjin is delivering. Oh. So there's our keyboardist. So she's layering on top of the guitar recording that she heard. feels like the story of how she and them are bringing each other in. That's dope.
우린 조금 늦게 만났지만
Notice the mirroring at the beginning of the video where
우리였다.
it was the green light. It was set at go, and we pause here in the song, and we're at the stoplight, and then they all come together. Oh. And there's something really gorgeous and beautiful about, intimate about, I think they're shooting this in what looks like a karaoke room. Looks like a Japanese karaoke room. Yeah, something about the claustrophobic element while still shooting with that anamorphic lens. It has like a very romantic look to the video. It's extremely well done. I love when the story of the artist and the story of like the band coincides and has synergy with the music video itself, the story in the music video, or even into the lyrics of the song. Latency, this song just feels so representative of them. It feels so representative of all the members coming together and later in their lives still going for it. And as they say, even if blinded by their ideals and their visions, it's just really, really well written. It's a really well written song. And I gotta give just so much praise to whoever the songwriters on the actual song are. I think they did an amazing job. I like Latency. I feel like Latency it's more than just like a project. It feels like the same amount of quality and effort and packaging you would put into like an idol group, as well as into its music video and into the kind of like storytelling aspects as well. I think Latency has they've got a real shot. I think Hyunjin has a real shot of making this work. So I love it. And I want to just show my support and love for it. I'll pass the question off to you guys though. What do you think of Latency's music video, Latency, and their self-titled track and their comeback? Let me know in the comments down below. As I said, I will be checking out their first album, Latency O'Clock. That's going to be on my Patreon. It'll be out in April. So hop on by, stay tuned. With that in mind, you don't have to support the channel monetarily, but the Patreon is where to go for bonus reactions if you like live stage reactions and such. If you like to see like deep dives into other things, I'm also bringing back my reactions to K-pop variety in April. I'll be checking out the BTS Netflix documentary, as well as starting up Are You Sure and Street Woman Fighter. So if any of that is of interest to you, head on over to the Patreon. Of course, you don't have to support the channel monetarily. If you don't want to, you can just simply hit the like button down below as well. Thank you for tuning in. Make sure to subscribe over here. Check out my other videos in the upper hand corners, and I will see you next time. Bye, guys.